Hello, welcome to this podcast series, Lifelong Learning with Dee. So I was planning to make this episode about the flow state a few months ago. However, I simply couldn't get into a flow state to talk about this subject. So today is the day. If you're new here, my name is Dee, your podcast host for this podcast series, Lifelong Learning with Dee. I am a UK-based Transformational and Mindset Coach who helps people with personal growth and development as well as career change. In this podcast series, I explore various subjects such as coaching, spirituality, and personal development. So today I'm going to do something very different because I would usually start an episode by defining what the flow state is, and then I would talk about this Chinese philosophical concept Wu Wei, which the literal translation is non-action. And then I would probably elaborate a bit more by telling you the history behind it and the story which are associated with it. But today instead, I'm going to start this episode by telling you a personal struggle that I have been having. So let's get writing. So first of all, just to give you a little bit background, I have set up my own company about 14 months ago, and I started to do coaching from later last year. So despite how much I enjoy coaching people and help people with personal growth and development, which gives me a huge sense of achievement and fulfillment, one thing I have noticed about myself is that because I am a very sensitive person, and I am getting more and more sensitive now, in the sense of being sensitive to other people's energies, I can easily get affected by others' energy fields. Although I am very selective when it comes to whom I work with, of course they want to work with me and I want to work with them as well. It's a mutual thing. In order to protect my own energy, I realize that I can only work so many hours a week doing coaching. Therefore, it is a part-time gig for me, and I cannot really see this being full-time in the near future. So at the moment, I'm also running 2 YouTube channels, this podcast series. I have another podcast series called Language Learning with Dee, but I haven't really uploaded anything since the first episode. So I do enjoy creating content a lot. So here comes the question. What's next? What I need to do now to bring in material abundance as well as feeling spiritually fulfilled? I have been thinking about this for months now, so I don't really know what's next. It could be finding a part-time job. I don't know what the job could be. I may do another online course. I don't know what this course will be either. I do have a few options, and I just need to make a decision as to which the best fit will be for me now. And this has thrown me into this deep hole of insecurity, uncertainty, fear, and anxiety. And what I really want to say is that I may appear to be confident and seems to be so-called multi-skilled on paper. Deep down, I am just as insecure as everybody else. So the first step is for me to recognize and be aware of my feelings and emotions. And what I do as one of the solutions to overcoming this fear is journaling. So personally, I do a lot of journaling, pretty much every single day really, writing down my thoughts, emotions, and just be the observer of my own emotions. And I know that meditation is probably not for everybody, but if you do find meditation work for you, then that is another good method to keep you stay present. And before we move on to the concept of Wu Wei, I just want to quickly mention about this coaching business. So as for the coaching side of the business, I don't have much capacity at the moment, to be honest, but I am still open to working with people who have the right professional chemistry with me. So if you are interested, please do get in touch with me and book a free discovery call, and we can have a chat, and you can find the link in the show notes or in the description box on my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear from you. So apart from being a certified mindset coach and a commercial lawyer, I am very intuitive. I would like to consider myself as someone who is very creative as well. I have lots of hobbies. I love sports, painting, drawing, hiking, traveling. Now let's explore the concept of Wu Wei. So the Taoist philosopher Zhuangzi proposes that happiness is nothing but Wu Wei, which means no action. That is, using one's natural abilities and intuition to flow with one's environment. When somebody is fully engaged with what that person is doing, you begin to act effortlessly, and your whole mindset changes from that of fear and avoidance to that of engagement and openness. In other words, you go with the flow, and when you're going with the flow of life, you're not fighting against the things which are out of your control. Instead, you're fully immersing yourself in the journey itself. Enjoy the ride and enjoy the experience itself. And you may hear the words and phrases such as inner peace and joy a lot. It is a state of being, and as human beings, we have moments, we have highs and lows, and it would be very difficult to be in a constant state of inner peace, but it's okay, that's life. So going back to what I said earlier, the first step is to be aware, stay present, and if you notice that you may be in these relatively lower vibrational modes, do things or do nothing at all to let these emotions pass. And the same goes with manifesting your dream reality. I actually made a short video on YouTube about that, 4 steps to manifesting your dream reality. So if you haven't got a chance to watch that, I've dropped the link in the description box. And basically, in a nutshell, after you set your intentions, feel your high emotions, take consistent actions, the last step is to trust and surrender. A lot of things cannot be rushed. The universe has its divine timing for certain events to happen in our lives. And just be patient. And this is a fundamental essence of Wu Wei. It's not so much about being passively not making any efforts or taking any actions at all. Instead, it is about living spontaneously in harmony with the natural flow of the cosmos, known as the Tao, and it is about avoiding acting against the natural order and rhythm of nature. And with regard to my own personal struggle, despite the fact that I can feel low sometimes, I do have the firm belief that the universe is having my back, and everything will work out if I'm being authentic and follow my heart. When somebody is in a flow state, you may achieve your highest potential. So for example, as a writer, when that person is feeling inspired, they can easily write down a few thousand words within a few hours' time. For an artist, they usually complete the greatest artworks when they're not stressed or thinking too much of the outcome. In other words, when you're in flow state, we are not attaching our minds to the desired outcome. And did I just mention the word attachment? Yes, I did. And that is a huge subject which I can easily make another episode. And please let me know if you are interested in hearing about that. To wrap up today's episode, now I'm inviting you to think about the last time when you were doing something and you were in a flow state. It could be having a walk in nature, or when you were doing a drawing. It could be anything. How did you feel at the time? Have you achieved more than you expected? And how much did you enjoy the process? So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed it and it can resonate with you in some way. If you have any feedback or comment, please feel free to get in touch with me. I'd love to hear from you. So have a nice week or weekend, depending on when you listen to this. Take care of yourself as always, and I will speak to you in my next one. Bye for now.